Hi, everybody. Today I've got Mariah Buck from Washington State to talk to us about yoga parties. Do you know what a yoga party is? I don't. And that's why I wanted to talk to Mariah. I like to interview people who are a little bit left field, a little bit out of the box, and who are doing something different and putting themselves out there and making yoga, their own things. So, welcome, Mariah.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me, Barbara. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. So, please introduce yourself and take it away.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Mariah. I'm here in the Pacific Northwest of Washington State, and I teach yoga. And most importantly, I do yoga parties. The main thing is to do yoga and celebrate. I find sometimes teaching yoga now, I've been teaching yoga for about 6 years. I find that people are very serious, which is a beautiful thing in your yoga practice. It is lovely to take your practice seriously, but sometimes it makes me giggle when I see 20 people in a class and everyone's brow is furrowed and they're very, very focused and just very serious. And I feel like the element of joy in your practice gives it a new level of excitement and also inspiration. So that's kind of what made me lean towards wanting to do more parties. I started with doing like events, like bullet journal yoga, or one of the biggest, most popular ones that I've done is vision board vinyasa. So just kind of bringing elements of yoga and creativity, just to kind of evoke that childlike spirit that sometimes we forget in adulthood, which is, bummer, but we can get it back. It's never ever lost. It's always there. So yeah, that just kind of developed. The event started going really well. I had someone ask me to do a birthday party for them, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And I launched my yoga events business, Oh My Gosh events, in April of this year. And it was awesome. I launched it with a yoga at the rink event, and I rented the entire skating rink for 2 hours. And we just did yoga in the top loft for an hour, and then after that we roller skated. It was kind of like we prepared our body to do yoga, and then just had the entire skating rink of like-minded people, and it was just such a beautiful moment that I was like, yeah, this is what I meant to do. Like, this is it right here. And
Yeah.
that, yeah, now I do birthday parties, bachelorette parties, girls nights, get together, pretty much any sort of celebration for people that love to do yoga, kind of reinventing party, because sometimes party has a little bit of a negative connotation with, alcohol and drugs and, just that provocative sort of energy. And that's not what this is about. That's not what party is to me. So I like to kind of share my definition of party with people, which involves yoga.
Oh, that's brilliant. So, have you always been a bit of a party girl?
Totally, yeah. My parents actually you met in high school, and my dad was a DJ at a skating rink, and my mom worked at the snack bar on occasion. So I was kind of raised around this like fun sort of celebration, letting loose kind of environment. My mom was a bartender all through my childhood at like an 18 and up club. And so, yeah, I was just kind of in that celebration environment. And I have Hispanic family, and our parties are really big.
Yeah, I've noticed on your Instagram that you're always very upbeat, and your reels in particular are very funny. And I love the way that
Thank
you
you.
don't mind taking the mickey out of yourself or laughing at yourself. So tell me about how you got this business started. If someone wanted to do something, a little bit different, because this isn't the norm, um,
Mhm.
what advice would you have?
I love this question. I love this question, Barbara. Okay, so one of my favorite things to do is to help yoga teachers like build their niche, like find what's special about them. I think we get really caught up, especially in the health and wellness world of just being like a cookie cutter. Like we all have crystals, we all love chakras, we all love to do our ohms, but sometimes people become yoga teachers, and for me, I didn't fit that mold. Like, that didn't feel like me. I'm not a zen person, as you can tell. Like, I don't have a lot of there are times, my meditation practice, but naturally I'm a pretty up, go, go, go person. And so I would say for me, anyways, this is what I did. I read some great books, and they led me to stop focusing on the things that I wasn't and start focusing on the things that I was. And even if I didn't find an example of somebody else that was doing it, I, had to follow my intuition and just say, okay, I love to celebrate. Like, I love to sing in class, just really leaning into the things that you're comfortable doing. It's really a meditation in and of itself. That would be the first thing I would say, is to find the things that set your soul on fire and actually lean into that, because I feel like we're all born with this innate ability to do something, whether that's do art or teach other people, like something that we're just really natural at. The thing that everybody compliments you on, or makes the comment about you, like take note of those things that people say about you and the compliments that you get, and really like trust the evidence, like trust what the people around you have to say. If I had listened to my own mind, and I still do sometimes, it's always a lifelong practice, but I'll come across a really great idea. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is a great idea. It's fire. Yeah, it's going to be so awesome. And then there's that little like in the background that's like, nobody's going to take you seriously. Like, or, that little, that just doubtful voice. And you just push past it and you say, you know what, this makes me feel really good. I'm going to lean into it, because nobody can do you like you can. And as cliche as that sounds, I think that's just the truth. And people are so afraid to lean into who they really are and the strengths that they actually have, and to incorporate that into yoga. Yoga is not just asana. Yoga has 7 other limbs other than asana, and it's all encompassing. And when you learn the principles of yoga, it's going to be different coming out of your mind than it is out of anybody else's mind. So the way that you deliver it maybe will click for somebody in a way that it never has for anybody else. So that's what I would say. And as far as the business of the events, like running the events, so that's the first part, is finding what sets your soul on fire. And for me, it was celebration. And then for the event parts, 90 minutes, take a 90-minute chunk, break it up into 3 sections, 30, 30, 30, and figure out how you want to create a container for people. What is the one thing that you want people to leave with? If they come, what's the one thing that you want them to go home differently with, to think different, and create that 90 minutes around that. Make the time, the date, and just make it happen. Invite people to come. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain at that point if you've never done an event before. And once you do your first one, you'll have things that you'll learn from it. Like, you'll have things like, oh, I would have done that better, or I could have done that differently, or you know what I'll add next time. And you just make notes of those things, and you change it and you do it again. Your business is kind of just like your big experiment.
Right. So how many parties are you doing?
So I try to do at least 2 public events per month. And, whenever somebody books me for a party, I usually have like 1 a month. I haven't had one in November. So if you want a party in November, come get your girl. Yeah, so I try to do at least 2 public events a month. And then keep my weekends open, because people like to do celebrations on the weekends. But luckily, teaching yoga it gives you some freedom to where if I needed to take time off, to do a party that I have a class, I can ask friends and try to get a class covered. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that this profession is what I've decided to do, because it does have a lot of freedom.
So with events, there's a lot of marketing involved in events. Like the event bit is the fun bit. And then there's all the leading up to events. So do you want to speak to that a little bit? What have you learned?
Yeah, great. This is still something I'm working on. I'm still learning. Sometimes I do drop the ball on marketing for an event. And not a lot of people sign up because nobody knows about it. I think with also marketing events, aside from just creating flyers or digital flyers or real flyers and things of materials of that sort, there is a level of like guilt in self-promotion that kind of you have to push past. It is important to be, humble and just know that you're giving a gift to the world by sharing what you have to offer. And it's valuable. And if somebody's not going to pay you pay you their money, they're going to pay somebody else the money for the service that they need. So yeah, I think that's the for me personally, that's the biggest part of marketing, is just being able to push past the resistance of self-promotion. But making flyers and stuff is fun. And I would say that for an event, really try to make your marketing materials like in the same week that you launch your date. I would even say like before you launch your date. While you're picking your date, start thinking of how you can slowly put things out into your media world or into your community that will perk people's interest, because it really takes probably more than 3 times of somebody seeing something for them to really be like, okay, yeah, I think I want to do that. And the most successful event I've ever had was the Yoga at the Rink, my very first event. And I focused very hard on making at least 5 pieces of content. In that case, it was reels on Instagram, making about 5 different reels and posts that I kind of put out there. I had them in advance, and I was able to put them out every 2 or 3 days, 2 weeks leading up to the event. And I had 32 people buy tickets. And that was just like, that was for me personally a really big investment. It was $600 to rent the entire yoga skating rink. I made this big investment, and I was nervous. Like, I was shaking when I put my card information in, push the purchase button. I was like, okay, like the date is in, like I'm doing this. My heart's racing. I'm like, and so I'm thinking to myself, I'm willing to lose $600, to invest in myself and invest in what I believe in and what I know people would love right now, which is an opportunity to have fun and celebrate and be with like-minded people. And so I just did it, and I jumped. And so having, really going into the marketing, putting in those pieces of content and being vigilant and like keeping that promise to myself, it paid off, and I made $100 profit. So it was a huge deal, super, super huge deal, the amount of people. And there were people there that I didn't know. So that was really a big thing, marketing that went behind it. Like I owe the marketing to that success. Like that is really what I think that was from.
Okay, so that's great that you got 32 people, but I hope that you've readjusted your prices, because making $100 and all that work is not sustainable.
No, absolutely, absolutely. It's like I said, it's a lifelong practice, and I'm still doing it. Like I don't know, I don't know the perfect way, and I'm still not where I aspire to be. But in the journey, learning your worth and also having other people tell you like, wow, you're really doing a lot for that. Like trust the evidence.
Right. Awesome. So is there anything else that you'd like to share about your business?
I should describe what really is a yoga party. If you book a party with me, what is it that you're going to get? Well, in a yoga party, it's typically is a minimum of a 2-hour slot if you're doing a yoga and an activity. I choose a theme. So if your kid's doing unicorn theme, heck yeah, I'd love to dress up in costume. So I'll come decked out in rainbow and glitter on my face. So it comes with a theme, a yoga class of your choice. I teach the 26 and 2. I teach vinyasa. I teach yin. I teach bar, kids yoga, aerial yoga, and any other combination. So I teach many, many different forms of fitness. And so whatever the client needs for their party is what I'll provide for that. And an activity, some sort of hands-on creative activity, whether that's painting or cookie decorating, jewelry making, finger painting, nail art. I love doing nail art. That's so fun. Face mask, really anything. I had one, I had one client, and she wanted to do she said the person's birthday, they loved Madonna. And she said, and these are like, it's a boozy group of chicks, and they're just really fun and open. And I thought, like, how fun would that be to do like DIY cone boobs, like those signature Madonna that bra. And she's like, that's brilliant. And so it could really be anything. One of the last parties I did was on her lake, and it was she loves Prince music. Her favorite color was purple, and she wanted to paint birdhouses with her group of 12 people. And so I brought a whole setup because I do also custom invitations, things like decorations, custom confetti. I can do tutus, tumblers, t-shirts, stickers, really anything that you could use for a party. I would provide that as well as the yoga. So I set up everything based on your vision. I put a playlist together, again, based on your vision. I also do performance birthdays. I do like singing and dancing. So I have like set lists of songs and like a lavalier microphone. Like I said, costumes that I wear. So a yoga party really entails, like, I bring the whole party.
It sounds exhausting when you describe all the things that you do. I mean, you're still very young, but how long can you keep this up by yourself?
Well, all the services, I have not had a party where they get all the services. So I have not experienced that yet. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to keep up with this. It's all going to be a balance. I teach a lot of classes a week right now. I teach about 9, sometimes 10, depending on what series are going, classes a week at 3 different locations, on top of like when people book parties with me or I'm doing those public events. So there's a lot going on, and really I am, if I'm being honest, reaching a point in my career where I'm having to decide if I want to make the decision of like cutting back on weekly classes to be able to allot more time to developing my party business, because that's where my heart is. Like, I want to eat cake and do yoga and party.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm sure you'll do very well. But as you said, I think you need to really prioritize what's important, and your business is what's important, not supporting other people's businesses.
Yeah, but then it comes with that, just working into the root chakra, because there comes that fear of like, okay, I cut down on my weekly classes. Now my pay has been cut, temporarily from not teaching so many classes. Will the people come? Will the clients book me? Will people buy tickets to the events that I provide? And so that's really something right now, like in this very current moment, I'm really like thinking on it. I'm meditating on it. I'm crying about it, like going through all the motions of just trying to, do I want to bet on myself, or do I want to stay in the safety and the security of other facilities, providing that income for me? It is scary. It is very.
Yeah. And I think also really have a good look at your prices and make sure that you're charging premium price for your business, what you're offering, because it's a huge offering.
Yeah. And thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're charging, but I get the feeling that it's probably a pittance compared to what you should be charging. Have a good look at when you're doing events. First, you work out all of the costs, right? All of the costs plus your time and the profit that you want to make. Then you add up all of that and you divide it by the number of people that you want to have.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day. And because it's a big offering. And sometimes when things come natural to you, they don't seem valuable. So for me, going out there and getting people pumped up and singing and dancing and really guiding people through this experience of body creation and stuff like that, it's fun for me. And so I could give it away. Like, I just give it away to everybody. But yeah, it is important to make sure that I'm being compensated for my time, and it's a learning process.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I'll look forward to seeing where it leads you. And
Oh,
I wish
yes.
you lots of prosperity and abundance. I'm sure you'll do very well. But I think also the other thing I was going to say is you need to let go of the old stuff for new stuff to really bloom. If you're forever
Yeah.
holding on to old stuff that you know is not really where, it's not that your heart's not in it, it's just that that's not your vision, and teaching public classes is not a sustainable way to be a full-time teacher. You need to
Yeah,
do
really.
what you've done. It's brilliant, but you don't need to hold on to those classes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and make sure you get some testimonials from all those people that I know you're very good at your reels and your videos and everything. So, make it work for you and get your promotion that way. You don't have to do all of
Yeah.
this work that you're doing. It's way too much. You'll burn out.
It is hard.
Yeah, you've got a lot of energy. So I hope that you're doing plenty of yin to find some balance with all that fire and all that wind.
Yeah, I do have a pretty consistent meditation practice that is really great. And I dance. Like honestly, like it's not necessarily like a quiet thing, but it does quiet my mind personally. Like when I just start to not think and just shake it off, like, moving my body, dancing to some music, really burning through it. That does help me reach that space of zero point space where I'm clear again.
Well, it's been lovely to talk to you, Mariah, and I'm sure that the people in Washington will be looking you up. So tell us again the name of your business.
Yeah, my business is Oh My Gosh Events, classes and private events by me, Mariah Buck. And my website is ohmygoshevents.com. And that's Oh My Gosh, GHOSH, like Vishnu Ghosh, because that's my bread and butter, events.com. ohmygoshevents.com.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. It was really nice to have your bright, sunny personality full of.
Thank you so much. If teaching yoga is what you're called to do it, and listen to Barbara and all the conversations that she has with everybody, because it is very insightful.
Make sure that you follow Mariah on her Instagram because she's lots of fun, and have a look at her website for inspiration. Thank you so much.